Oh, there's something really interesting happening in our culture right now that I cannot define super well. I always mess up with the words infantilization.
Infantilization?
Infantilization, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. A lot of people, I don't know, everyone's like, I'm 19, I'm still a child. There's a lot of that conversations that I'm having on my show. And honestly, I didn't notice it too much until I started doing my show. And then, being a little active on Reddit or Twitter, it's like everyone's really acting like they're a kid until they're like 25 now. I don't really know
what's
what's
baby syndrome kind of.
I was so excited to be 18 and have my freedom and just go make money, do what I want, go to college, figure it out. And there's so many learning lessons you get during that time period. But now it's like I'm a child. Not everyone, but it definitely feels like a cultural shift.
Yeah.
There's also this, on TikTok especially, there's like this victim Olympic stuff going on where people are trying to over victimize. Like, I'm more of a victim than you from this thing. And it's like, it's an always over, just stepping over each other on who's the biggest victim.
It's so funny you say that. I saw something like this. It's like, yeah, the fires are really bad, but realizing that it's been 11 days since your boyfriend texted you back, right? And you're like, and someone will be walking down the street with flames in the back, but they're making it about them and their boyfriend or something,
It's crazy.
Or hope my DoorDasher's okay. It looks dangerous out here today. And they'll be from their balcony looking for their taco order. And there's buildings on fire. Like, what are we fucking...
I don't know, man.
Turn on your stove. And also leave and go rescue yourself. You're going to risk it all for some raviolis? It's almost like people don't even feel like they're going to die. It's almost like, before I go off on too much of a tangent, whose fault do you think that is, that there's some of that mentality, right?
Dude.
Is it the parents or is it just society? Where are you finding the fault of that,
I haven't seen parents like talk about it, so I don't see them doing it. I'm sure there's always an impact, right? But I think a lot of the TikTokification of things, and I love TikTok. I mean, we got 1 billion views on TikTok last year,
Congratulations,
I'm happy.
man.
Well, thank you. But like, even still, I've seen videos of examples of people talking about a story from their past, and they're just sharing a story about something that was just, slightly inconvenient. And then people go in their comment sections and say, no, actually, you're a victim. Interesting. So people, it's just kind of this reoccurring thing where just everyone's trying to one-up each other on the victim scale, but also trying to tell other people that they're victims. It's really interesting. But we're also starting to see a little bit of a cultural shift in it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I won't be here very long, but if you would, please go ahead and watch the video at least halfway through. That way the algorithm can push it to other viewers. I appreciate you, and don't forget to hit that like button. Anyways, infantilization. I do believe that is a thing that actually does exist, only because I have seen it time and time again in my family, in society, online. It is absolutely ridiculous and absurd. And at the end, when he asked the question, whose fault is it? Is it the parents or is it social media? I blame the parents. I actually blame both. I blame both. I believe, especially when he said that you don't hear parents talking about it. Yeah, because they never talked about it. That's the problem. They didn't do anything when the children were younger, and now they ain't got nothing to say now that their kids are just entitled and think that everything should be given to them. And I think it's just really unfortunate. And I do believe that social media pushes it even more, especially with the whole victimhood. Like, everybody would rather come online and complain about how hard life is for them so that people will give them money rather than actually going out and making a way for themselves. And we see this every single day. And the worst part about it is that people on social media will fuel that fire. They will fuel these people's indignation and their entitlement and their woe is me and their self-pity. People come back to watch that stuff, and people actually send them money for trauma dumping online, and then there's this competition thing. And I just think, where have we gone as a society where this is now a thing? He talked about TikTokification, where it's everybody who has to one up the other person. Like, well, I had it this bad. Oh, you think you had it bad? Well, let me show you I had it this bad. And I just think that is a horrible way to live. But unfortunately, when people are literally getting paid good money to one up their trauma as opposed to another person's trauma, this is what you get. This is what you get. These people are literally getting paid to show you the worst parts of who they are. And it's not going to stop. Somebody under one of my videos said, I wish that they would ban TikTok again. And I'm actually okay with that. You know, I would have no problems with banning TikTok. I would have no problems with them actually taking away social media, period. Even though I love YouTube, I love coming on here, I love watching stuff, I would be okay if all of social media was gone. Just being honest, just because of where it's led us to in society, at least here in America. And unfortunately, America, we are the trendsetter. So everything that we got going on here, they start to do it in other countries. And it's just going to become a global thing, and it's going to get ridiculous, you know? For those of you that are young, you do not have time. One thing I cannot stand is when I see people my age in their 40s and 50s and 60s telling people that are 20, 21, 22, don't worry about it, you got time. You don't have to know what it is you want to do yet. You got time. Stop telling these people that. Stop telling these young people that they don't have time, because I promise you, in 10 years, they'll look up and they will be 10 years older. In 10 years, they will look up and they will be doing the same thing. They still won't have a vision, still will have not made up their mind, still just working dead-end jobs, not knowing what to do, not having no focus, and thinking that they got time. And the truth of the matter is, you do not have time. I am actually grateful for the way that I grew up and all of the trials and tribulations that I had to endure, because what it made me think was, I can't live like this forever. There's no way in hell. There were things that I had to endure that my siblings did not have to. And guess what? Because I went through those things, it made me a stronger person. It gave me drive. It gave me ambition. It said, listen, I will never, ever be in that position. And guess what? I'm not, thank God. But I saw the writings on the wall. I said, if I live my life like this, if I don't have a sense of direction, if I don't know where I'm going in life, if I don't have no goals, I'm going to end up on the street or living pillar to post. I didn't want that for myself. So I knew early on what it was that I wanted to do. I didn't know the end goal. I didn't know what I would aspire to be entrepreneur-wise, but I knew as far as career-wise, this is what I got to do in order to get to this step. And I'm going to do that now when I'm 22, when I'm 21, you know, rather than waiting till I'm 31 and 41. And I went for it because I knew I did not have time. I did not have time. So stop encouraging these people. And I'm talking to people that are in my age group and older. I'm just going to implore you guys to please encourage young people to go after their goals sooner rather than later. Otherwise, they will be resorting to coming online, trauma dumping, talking about, I didn't have this growing up, I don't have that, I'm poor, I'm living in a hotel, send me money. This is what happens. This is the result of people that were told, you have all the time in the world, you're young, you can be a social media star, instead of actually getting a real job and learning work ethic. Now, does it take a certain amount of ethic to get online and post all of your business, hours on end? That does take some sort of determination. But we have to be honest, it's not a real job, and it's not going to get you very far. And you see how many people panicked when TikTok went away for a couple of days. Social media is not the end all be all, and social media is not going to be here forever, at least the particular platform that you're on. You know what I'm saying? So people, we have to start having several streams of income and learning a trade rather than relying on social media to pay our bills. Like coming online and expecting for people that watch you to pay your rent every month is crazy. That's crazy. Especially if you're not selling a product. I can understand if you're selling a product and you're pushing something, and you stand for something and you're rallying people to do something, but it's just you. After a certain amount of time, people are going to get tired of that. People are going to get tired of that. And the people that were once paying you every month, sending $1, $2, $5, $20, that stuff is going to stop. Because I tell you what, one of my problems is I like to super chat people, right? And I said at the top of the year, I'm going to stop super chatting just for this year and see how much money I can save. I went back and looked at all of the cash apps that I sent in 2024 and all of my super chats, and it was a lot. And I didn't even realize that it adds up like that. You know what I'm saying? That money could have totally went towards something else. You know what I'm saying? Like me just being there and liking the video really is enough. You understand? One thing that Caleb Hammer also stated, and I'm gonna put the video, the link to the whole video. It's very short. It's like 11 minutes long. I'm gonna put it in the thing. Was that Gen Zs and zillennials, I guess is what they call it. They're on the cusp of the two. One thing that they don't realize is that they've never really had to endure a real recession, because back in 2008, they were children, right? So they didn't really have to endure and figure out. But he said that once they understand what a real recession is, then having all of these superficial materialistic things won't seem as important. Just having a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back, heat and air conditioning. Those are the things that are going to matter instead of having the latest car or your nails and your hair did and the newest stuff and being able to flex on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we're in this superficial society and as long as they're able to capitalize on their trauma online and get paid for it, they'll be able to fund these things, and they're not going to understand the importance of real life and what really matters, But at the end of the day, guys, just please, I beg of you, do not let these young people get away with thinking that they could just be online and just live in this world and shack up with their parents and couch surf and things like that because they got time at the ages of 18, 19, 20. They don't have time. They don't. Time is moving at warp speed these days. Have you guys noticed that? Alter Ego Sean talks about this all the time. Like, oh my gosh, where did January go already? And yes, that's how time flies. It literally is. Like the solar system, things are moving at a different rate because God is saying he is sending a message to us. I promise you. God is not playing, and time is going by so fast. I look down at my son and I can't believe, oh my gosh, I can't believe I already have a 10-year-old. Like, it feels like I literally just had him and he's already 10. So we don't have time to waste, people. Please, please educate the youth, encourage the youth, but also you have to be realistic. I even had this conversation, not a conversation, but a chat where a woman said that I was being pessimistic, or that my comment regarding, she made a statement that I was being pessimistic. I'll have to find the comment, but what I had to tell her was there's a difference between being a realist and being a pessimist. Reality is that time waits for nobody. You can encourage people to do what it is that they need to do, but you also have to be realistic with what life is.
How's it going, man?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. Do you acknowledge that this is live and I can use the clips however I choose?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So you called in from where?
Texas.
How can I help you today?
All right. I just wanted some advice on how I can completely turn my life around. I feel like I'm failing in all three aspects of my life, like dating, fitness, job, and I just need some help.
Okay. Let's pick one first. Which let's start with the job. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you currently do for a living?
Delivery, Amazon.
How much you making a month doing that?
3,000.
3,000 a month?
Yeah.
Amazon has a lot of overtime. How come you ain't doing that?
Christmas ended, so I can't really do that.
So they don't. I thought Amazon offered overtime all year, or was it just only Christmas?
Only Christmas, yeah. Each company is different, so.
Okay. So you only making 3,000. How many hours a week you working?
About 40.
Okay. Then you may need to get another job. Who do you currently live with?
I know.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents now. Yeah.
At 27?
Yeah. It's bad.
Okay. You live with your parents at 27. You only work 40 hours a week, $3,000 a month. Which part of Texas do you live in?
Grand Prairie, so near Dallas.
Okay. Why don't you move to a Dallas or a bigger city, right? And see if you can get a better opportunity to get a different type of job. What skills do you have currently?
Just like the last guy, I have a business administration degree, but I haven't been using it, or I haven't used it at all.
Interesting, right? So the last guy, the business administration, this is going to be you when you're
Yeah,
27. Right. How did I know the business administration was a waste of time? So how many, you just can't get a job with business administration?
Honestly, I haven't been looking because I'm not really sure what to do. I really don't have any. I feel like I don't have any skills that a company would need. I
Of
haven't even
course.
tried, and
Business administration, what the fuck does that even mean? Like nobody's going to hire you to manage their business coming out of college. That is a useless degre.
I
Maybe,
know I was
maybe,
just
maybe
told that getting any degree would suit me, would
no.
push me forward. So
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I tell this to my students, right? Before you guys make a financial decision, ask me. Moving forward, before you guys do anything with your life, like go to school and get a business management degree, see if you can try to get my help first. Okay, so now let's fast forward. We're 27 years old and we're making $3,000 a month. All right, so is there any way you can, like I said, make that move and then see if you can maybe work several jobs and eventually start living on your own?
yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah, not a doubt. I just haven't been llooking. Again, I've been lazy.
How can you
Kind of
afford
wasted my
lazy,
20s.
bro? What did you waste your 20s doing?
Just working like odd jobs. I worked at UPS for a little while, and then now I'm here. I'm out of school, and
So how is
I
that?
feel like I'm stuck.
How is that necessarily wasting your 20s? You're doing what you're doing right now. So technically you're wasting your time now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So how can you afford to be lazy?
I know. I can't. That's true. I can't.
Is your father in your life?
No,
Where is he at?
he's in Nigeria.
Damn, he left you in Nigeria and he stayed in Nigeria, or he left you, what happened?
No. Yeah, he didn't leave me. He left when I was like 8 years old.
And then your mom came to America with you?
Yeah,
Were you born in America or were you born in Nigeria?
I was born here.
Okay. All right. So no father figure. It's kind of tough, but I'm gonna try to give you some direction. We're the same age and we're both from the same country, but you seem like it skipped you. You didn't get the Nigerian urgency that
Yeah.
most of us usually have. All right. Anyway, so we got to get you to a bigger city so you can start to do something else with your time other than Amazon, right? I would suggest you start applying to see if you can just get another different type of income or start learning something.
There's nothing wrong with being real with the person. Should we be encouraging? Should we, praise people when they're doing the right thing? Absolutely. Because a lot of people thrive off of praise. But at the same time, if you see somebody going down the wrong path or what they're doing just don't make sense, or you've been there before and you've been there before and you know that what they're doing ain't it and it's not gonna work, I feel like we have an obligation to share that information. And if that person takes it as pessimism, then oh well. But anyways, you guys drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about this infantilization of Gen Z and millennials in today's society. All right, talk to y'all later.